Welcome to Team Bandwagon, where it is okay to jump ship, but not okay to lose. Jump on Team Bandwagon and never lose again.
You are now listening to Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast. And now for your hosts, Jamaal Brown and Nicholas Garcia.
Welcome, everybody, back to Team Bandwagon, back to our faithful weekly schedule. I'm actually keeping up. We're here, we're back, we're live, and we are obviously got a lot to talk about. Playoffs, we got through a lot of good games last week, a lot of bad games. I'm sure a lot of upset people. We have a special guest on the show today. We're going to talk about the college football playoff, which was just the championship. Clemson Tigers, get it done. Alabama's reign is over after just one season. No repeat championship for them. We got a special guest on the line. Your favorite host on the Bandwagon show. Jamaal, you with us?
Yo, what's up, Bandwagon Nation?
Hey, how you doing, Jamaal?
What's crack-a-lackin', Nick?
Hey, man. So I know you caught that football game. So what overall? I mean, we got a lot to talk about. Trevor Lawrence and the Clemson defense and Tua, how poorly he played. What overall did you take from the game?
I never counted Alabama out. Even going into halftime. Going into halftime was 27-16. Going into halftime, like, all right, they got a chance to come back. And then, third quarter, Clemson put up an extra 13 points. I was like, nah, this is not happening. Like, it's a wrap for them, at least this year. It was very surprising. I was very surprised on how Clemson was prepared for Alabama and how Alabama, I think they underestimated Clemson.
Yeah, I can't help but think that that's the number one reason, right, why they got it done. You can't take anything from Clemson. That defense was stifling. They were great. I know everybody's talking about Trevor Lawrence, and it's good that he played mistake-free football, especially as a freshman. But that Clemson defense was something else, too. But I told my wife the same thing. As soon as halftime was over, I was like, if Clemson even takes anything off, if they take their foot off the gas, if they take their foot off of Alabama's throat, they're going to lose this game. And I think they knew that. They came out just swinging in the second half.
Yeah, it was very surprising, but honestly, it was a shock, but at the end of the day, at the end of the game, it is number one, number two, and these guys have been like throwing haymakers at each other for years. So, I kind of related to the Magic and Bird kind of, rivalry where, one's going to get the leg up, the other one's going to get a leg up. And it's just, it's good for football. It's good for our culture right now. Just not have like a one-sided dominance like the NFL is with the Patriots. Well, besides last year.
But I hear what you're saying. Alabama's been good for a long time. They not only lead the nation in championships, but they've dominated in the last 10 years. They've been a really good football team. The SEC in general has dominated, but these last, several years it's been all Alabama. So you're right. I think it's good to see somebody else in there. What's really cool is this is the fourth year in a row they've played each other in the playoff. Anytime they meet in the semifinals, Alabama wins, and they've gone on to win the championship. Anytime they've met in the finals, Clemson's gotten it done.
Yeah, and these two teams ain't going nowhere. The recruiting classes are great. This is just going to help Clemson's recruiting class. Even that dude did the what was that Tupac reference at the end of the game, talking about Puff Daddy, about producers dancing in the videos, East Coast, West Coast. That was classic. It was funny because none of the announcers kind of understood what he was talking about until after, like, everybody was like, "Oh, it's Tupac," and then they started playing like the California
Love.
Yeah, but none of these two teams aren't going anywhere. So if anything, everybody's catching up to these guys. But these two, it can go either way next year again. I don't give a leg up to any one of them. It's whoever shows up to play and kicks butt is going to happen for them.
I totally agree. I think obviously, you always talk about the winners, so everyone's all over Trevor Lawrence right now. He's the favorite to win the Heisman already next year. Tua right behind him, but you can't forget how well Tua played this year. Tua came in screaming last year to win them the championship last year. And you're right, Alabama is still going to be Alabama. So I don't expect anything less than these two teams to meet again next year. Urban Meyer's leaving Ohio State, so I think it's going to take time for them to get back into a rhythm under a new coach, new recruiting. The only one I see maybe surprising one of them, which of course they would play Alabama more so, would be Georgia, because Georgia was really good this year. But it'll depend a lot on the recruiting class next year and how they come out.
Yeah, and a lot to do with the committee, man. The committee be jacking everything up. But I would say about Lawrence, like your whole shtick, Nick. I'm gonna give it to you, man, because you've been giving it to me off air for a few weeks now. Your whole shtick is it doesn't matter if a guy's good as long as he plays mistake free. For instance, Blake Bortles, last year's playoffs, well, up until they lost, and then Case Keenum, and so I will credit that to Trevor Lawrence, the way he played mistake free, but I wouldn't say like he's the one that like got them the win, because I think it was a team effort.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think everybody is all over Trevor Lawrence and trying to credit him with the championship. And don't get me wrong, he played awesome. It was something like 274 yards, 2 touchdowns. He played great. But a lot of it, like you said, was playing mistake-free football, where I give him credit is that Alabama defense is unreal. And he was able to be poised. He's 19 years old. That's the part that trips me out, is how well he played, how he wasn't making mistakes. He's only 19 years old. That's what makes me excited about him. But I forget his name. I want to say it was Kelly Bryant, who was their quarterback going into the season, and he transferred out. So they didn't even plan on going with Lawrence into the season. I credit that defense of Clemson, of what got him here. That's what won him the championship 2 years ago, was a stifling defense. They're a really, really good football team overall.
Yeah, and Alabama did fall asleep at the wheel on a few crucial third downs that was just momentum killers. Like after those few third down conversions, it wasn't like third and short, it was 3rd and 7, 3rd and 12, and these guys are still converting, So those were momentum killers where it was just like when they could like change the tide, get it, roll tide, get it. But when the tide could have changed, it they were just shooting themselves in the foot to get the ball rolling and going in the other direction.
Yeah, I was watching them in the second half, and I was like, they're playing in the same style, that they played in the first half, which makes me almost wonder, is Alabama one-dimensional and we just haven't seen it all year? They were running first, second downs, looking for short plays, and then they would run with that guy Jacobs, who was absolutely unstoppable. I think he should have gotten the ball more in the game because they knew he couldn't be stopped on third down. But if it was third and long, like you said, you don't want to run a running play, and they were trying to throw deep, and it just wasn't working for them. They just seemed really one-dimensional to me. They seemed really flat. And I don't think Nick Saban had a backup plan. I think, like you said, he expected to be able to come into this plan and win. I don't think he knew what to do once they fell behind by so many points.
Yeah, I don't know who called that freaking punt, that kick with the blocker, or the kicker.
When he ran it?
Yeah.
Bro, I called that play. I'm watching it, and I go, they're down by too many points. They're going to go for it on this play. I go, he's going to run it.
Because he went for it before that, right?
Yeah.
And so I wasn't, like, glued to the screen while I was multitasking. I was actually in the kitchen whipping up some salsa. And Jenny's like, what the heck? And I turned around, I'm like, oh, well, you don't get anywhere, without gambling. So he gambled and he lost.
It was just a poorly ran play, though. Like you said, why are you sending your placeholder to run up the middle? It didn't make sense to me.
Maybe because he thought like that was the last, thing to expect them to do. But football, in football, anybody, has an opportunity to, do anything. So yeah, man, it was bad all around.
But good for Clemson. Like I said, they're the favorites going in to win it again next year, and I don't think you could take that from them. Obviously, again, they're going to deal with some challenges. They're going to have to play Alabama next year, more than likely in the playoffs again. But overall, like I said, besides these two teams and maybe Georgia, Ohio State they have in there, Penn State and Michigan. We'll see if Michigan can turn it around. They started off the season really well. A lot of people thought they might have a chance to make the playoffs, but Harbaugh and the Wolverines kind of fell apart. But, yeah, I don't see anyone getting past these two teams. I see a rematch again next year.
Nick, would you agree, like, Clemson and Alabama are, like, in reference to, like, basketball? Do you think right now they are, like, Golden State Warriors in, like, 2015, where they're just so far ahead of the game, like, it's going to take everybody a couple years to catch up?
I'm going to say no only because Alabama really can beat them on any given day. I'm going to say this.
I'm saying both together.
Oh, both together?
Yeah.
It's just with football, it's so hard to say that. Like, if obviously they played in a 7-game series, yeah, these teams would never lose. But with football, college football is a little different. It's not as unpredictable. But as we figured out on Monday, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. I think if a team is even anywhere on their level, that someone can beat one of these teams. If say next year Clemson goes in number 1, Alabama goes in number 2, and that's how the playoffs shake out. And let's say for argument's sake, Georgia's number 3. I can see Georgia shocking one of these teams, and that's the only reason I'm going to say no, because it's a 1-game system that knocks you out. That's the only reason I'm going to say no. But in a football sense, then on let's say 9 times out of 10, yes, these two teams would dominate any other team in college football. So you see what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you, but what's holding me back from agreeing with you 100% is that it's football and you can lose in only 1 game.
Gotcha, man. That's some good work, man. Yo, everybody, Bandwagon Nation, jump on Nick's bandwagon. Nick is killing it right now. He is kicking butt and taking names, especially when it comes to what is it? I got the mic segment.
I plan on doing more of those, but I'm gonna save some for when you come back too.
Nah, man. Because when I come back, I'm gonna have the mic, man.
But that's what I mean. I want you to do it too. I didn't make it just for me. It popped to my head as you wanted me to kind of do this show for a while, but I'm looking forward to you coming back and having some of your own I have the mic moments.
I always got the mic, Nick.
Oh, okay.
That is my I got the mic moment. I always got the mic.
Okay. All right. I feel you there. Yeah, I decided this week to just give updates, scores, and predictions and get off my soapbox.
Decided to lay low this week.
That's right.
People on your head, man.
The only thing that almost made me change my mind is what you and I talked about earlier today with our YouTube channel, but I'm going to save that for when you come back.
Yeah. Nick was ruffling too many feathers. You have to lay low. I get you, man. Witness protection. You got it, man. Stay safe, bro.
Hey, you too. So we're gonna have Jamaal back on later in the show, but for now we're gonna let him off, and he's got business to handle. But I'm gonna call him back later. So we'll talk to you later, Jamaal.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. So with that, we're gonna take a quick break. If this commercial break doesn't tell you what we're gonna talk about next, then I can't help you. But yeah, anyway, plenty more to talk about.
Pie de Cody Parkey. 43 yardas. El snap. Le mete el pie. Distancia, dirección. Le dio el poste. ¡No! ¡Falló! ¡Oh! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Los Eagles se van con la victoria! ¡Ay, papá! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Chicago! ¡Chicago! ¡Nos vamos para New Orleans! ¡Filadelfia gana el partido! ¡Le dio al poste!
So, there's the exciting version of that kick. You want to make anything more exciting, either go to selinascene.com or listen to the Spanish commentators in a football game. Let me just start off. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and jump into the NFC playoff games first, the wild card games. really crazy. I'm going to start off and throw it out there. I could have done better. Thought I had it with my predictions last week. I had the Bears winning that game, and I had the Seahawks winning as well. So I got these 2 games wrong. But I did go 2-2. I got my AFC games right. And both these games are at least close, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself. But poor Cody Parker. Poor Cody Parker. You know, what else can I say besides poor Cody Parker? You know, he had a chance to get it done. He had a chance to win the game. But to his defense, the NFL has come out and confirmed that the kick was blocked. So after Chicago fans are cussing at their screens, and I'm seeing all these YouTube videos of Chicago fans getting upset and saying, die Cody Parker, and this, that, and the other, and Philadelphia fans are making fun of him, his kick was blocked. You know, you can blame it on who you want to blame it on, the offensive lineman or Cody Parker, or just give credit to the Eagles lineman. I forget his name. I want to say it was Henderson for blocking the kick. Good for him. I keep kicking the camera. Jamal's going to kill me. So Bears lose. And, you know, anybody who is giving Cody Parker too hard of a time, remember he also still outscored the rest of the entire offense. They only scored 1 touchdown. And so that's kind of their own fault for losing this game. You know, it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. A lot of things could have happened differently. They could have not gone for 2, which would have made the Eagles not gone for 2. We could have been tied at 17. Could have gotten some overtime there. Whatever. Tariq Cohen could have been stopped on the kick return and might not even had a chance to kick the extra long field goal. But poor clock management at the end there, too. I didn't like calling the timeout instead of trying to play some hurry-up offense. You save that timeout, in my opinion, until you're ready to take the kick. You keep burning clock, spike the ball, whatever you got to do, because then now you don't have a choice. You're afraid to run any risky plays, try to get the ball down the middle, make the field goal a little bit easier. To me, that was poor clock management. But the Eagles move on. Do I think that this is going to be like last year and they're going to shock everybody and get it done again? No, I don't. I said that last year, but you got to feel that the rain has to end somewhere. And I don't see them beating the Rams again. That's an early prediction for you. But we'll see. Either way, Eagles win this game. Good for them. They'll be on the road. They're going to Los Angeles. They'll have to win on the road the rest of the way. They're a wild card team. They'll play Los Angeles next weekend. In Los Angeles, I can't see any way they beat them twice, especially in LA. But the Rams have looked sluggish in the last couple of weeks, so we'll see what happens. Moving on, Cowboys beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks, you know, it was a close game. It was really back and forth. Both these teams were really coming at each other. I did expect it to be a close game, but I did think the Seahawks would pull it off. I thought they would win the game. But Dak Prescott gives them a 10-point lead late in the game. Seahawks aren't able to get back in it. So, you know, good for them. They were able to find a way to get it done. Ezekiel Elliott played well. Dak Prescott played well. Russell Wilson played really well. Both defenses are coming at each other, but the Cowboys move on. And a lot of people are expecting Cowboys to get it done this weekend. So, excuse me, the Eagles are playing the Saints. That was totally my error. They're playing the Saints, and I really don't see them beating the Saints. But the Cowboys are playing the Rams, and a lot of people believe the Cowboys are going to get it done over the Rams. And I find it hard to argue. I'm kind of starting to lean toward this Cowboys team might be legit. And it's weird because they started off the season so poorly. And I thought they were only going to make the playoffs because of the Redskins' injuries. But no, they look legit. They look good on both sides of the ball. They play good defense. Dak Prescott is playing well. He's not playing great. Anybody, he's MVPs, this, that, and the other. He's the franchise quarterback. I don't think he is. I think he's a good enough quarterback that, he'll get signed to a long extension this offseason. But the Cowboys, have such a history of bad quarterbacks after Troy Aikman. You got to jump on a really good player while you have him. I don't think he's going to put you anything worse than what Tony Romo put you through. So, sign him, keep him. But they got to get through the Rams this weekend, and then they'll have to take on, more than likely, the Saints. Cowboys-Eagles NFC Championship would be interesting, though. So, two pretty good games, really close, decided by a total of 3 points. That's good football, in my opinion. It's the way it should be played. So I got both these games wrong, but the AFC games, I got both right. And so, I'm not being too hard on myself. And it's funny because, I said the Colts were going to win. I said they had to put up a lot of points. What's interesting, they started off in the first half 21-0. So you're looking at possibly a blowout, and they're probably going to keep scoring. But they ended up winning 21-7. The Texans scored in the second half. But that was it. Quiet for the rest of the game. 21 points is still a good amount of points. It's just weird they put it all up in the first half. Colts defense is playing really well right now too. But it panned out the way I said, the way that the Colts were going to have to win. Get a few touchdowns. Don't let Deshaun Watson beat you because he's not really that much of a threat. I don't think he's a great quarterback. If the Texans want to continue to be good and lose in the first round of the playoffs, then they have their guy. He's not going to win you a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. They continue to spend money and resources on defensive players, and that'll continue to make them good. But I don't think they'll be a great team until they find a way to move the ball. And maybe if they got an Ezekiel Elliott type running back, I don't think Lamar Miller's that guy. I think he's good, and he's worth being a starter. Guys keep doubting him in the league, but no, he's good. He's a starting running back in this league. But if you want to have Deshaun Watson as your starting quarterback, a lot of his receivers are getting hurt, but you got to get it done either way. Will Fuller, I think, is one of the most underrated receivers in the league. So anyway, I'm not gonna dive too much into that one. Colts win. They win the way that the only way they were gonna win, and just get past that defense, get a lead, and don't blow it. Chargers. Speaking of blowing it, we're up 20-3 when I last checked this game, and I had some things to do, so I had to walk away. And I told a couple of my friends, I said, the game's over anyway. I don't know. And I'm like, no, it's over. They end up winning 23-17. They almost blow it in total Charger fashion. But they win. They win. And I felt this game was going to be really close. But what should have probably been a blowout ended up being really close. So Chargers, tip my hat to you, man. Went into Baltimore, balled out, played great till the fourth quarter. But they got the win. They got it done. Phillip Rivers going to go into Foxborough next weekend. We'll see what he's able to do there. But I don't know. I just don't know. But we'll save that segment for when we get Jamaal on the show. Melvin Gordon, I know, got hurt in this game. I haven't had a chance to see if he's going to come back. But I'll get that information for you guys. Melvin Gordon, I'm not going to say he has to play for them to win, but it sure would help. He is one of the best football players in the league. He's battling a knee sprain, and they're not sure if he's going to play. So, yeah, he's got till the weekend to figure out if he's going to play. If he doesn't play, I can't see how they beat the Patriots. I know that their backup running backs have played really well this season. Phillip Rivers has played really well, but you're going to play in Foxborough. It's going to be cold. It's going to be a lot of running in this game. But to me, the Patriots haven't shown me anything that make them a real threat this year. But they're the Patriots. They're Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. They can turn it on the playoffs like they normally do. But the Patriots have never won a Super Bowl unless they've gone into the playoffs as a number one seed. So there's that. We'll see what happens. I hope the Chargers win this game. We'll move on from there because we're going to talk about divisional playoffs, and we'll dive into more football and analytics, and we're going to bring Jamaal back on the show and talk about it some more. So stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay here.
Hi, my name is Stefan Thomas, and I'm one of the co-creators of The Creative Extreme. The Creative Extreme is an entertainment company that produces all kinds of fun fictional content. We have created over 600 incredible characters and a multitude of stories starring these wonderful heroes and villains. If you take a look at our page, you'll see dozens of character images as well as panels from our digital comic strips. We're also producing videos and podcasts about our characters and stories. Additionally, we are working on content for animated shows, live action shows, novels, screenplays, and much, much more. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the cool t-shirts and apparel designs we've created with our characters. It truly is a fun, exciting thing we do here at the Creative Extreme. While we dream of having some huge company or angel investor infuse us with all the money we'd ever need to make all the amazing content for our readers and customers we could possibly imagine, we have decided not to sit and wait for said infusion. Instead, beginning in 2016, we have used our own resources to set our content creation in motion. The writing part is easy, as me and my writing partner Chris have ideas and stories for days. However, our artistic skills in other areas are not very refined at all. Because of that, we've conscripted and built a network of nearly 30 artists, graphic designers, musicians, editors, voice actors, audiovisual people, and more to bring our stories and characters to life. All of these amazing individuals work on commission and retainer, as we believe in paying people for their work. Up until this point, our day jobs, along with a small bit of merchandise sales, have allowed us to do what we do. But if we're gonna take the Creative Extreme to the next level of creativity, including more art, more comic strips, more sweet apparel, short films, and more, we're gonna need your help. Please consider becoming a monthly supporter of the Creative Extreme. Any amount would be incredibly helpful as we aim to create more and more content for you to read, watch, look at, listen to, wear, and experience. Remember, when you give to the Creative Extreme, you're also supporting a number of creative individuals who all have the same goal of entertaining and inspiring others. This is an amazing endeavor, if we do say so ourselves. If you need a little more motivation, check out our rewards page. We have t-shirts, hoodies, posters, and more for those who jump on board and give us a little extra fuel for our ascent. Thanks for taking some time to learn a little bit more about us. This is the Creative Extreme, where imagination without limitation is the only expectation.
So there's a message from our sponsor, the Creative Extreme. Love them. Check them out. I love their slogan. So we got Jamaal back to open up, talk about NFL playoffs. I know that's his favorite thing to do because he loves arguing with me. Jamaal, what's up?
Correction, you love arguing with me and trying to prove that I'm wrong when I'm right, because I know I'm right. But yeah, anywho, I digress. I'm back with another segment.
Speaking of being right, guess who we're talking about first?
Colts.
Chiefs.
And Chiefs. Colts
Chiefs
and
and Colts, buddy.
Chiefs and Colts?
Yeah.
Oh, how come it can't be Colts and Chiefs?
Just like this is Nick and Jamal's show, not Jamaal and Nick.
Today it is.
Oh,
Today.
okay. Feels good to be on this side.
So Colts and Chiefs, man, are you on your man's bandwagon? Are you gonna ride it to the finish line?
You know what? This one, I think until we'll talk about it, we'll break this game down, and then honestly, then I'll make a decision on who I'm gonna pick in this game. Because last week, I know you watched the show, and I talked about how I was. The more I thought about it, this Colts team might be for real. And the more I think about it, they've just gotten better as the season has gone on. So it's hard to count them out.
And then it's so opposing to our bandwagon worthy stats we gave them. Good thing.
Oh my gosh,
edit,
yeah.
right?
Didn't we rank this as like the worst team when we initially talked about it?
I think you gave them like 1 or 2 wins, bro. I was like,
you weren't much better.
I think, yeah, I was.
We were both very hard on the Colts, but I totally ate crow on that one, and I'm happy to admit it because I'm not excited to admit it. They're in my team's division, but I'm happy to see Andrew Luck back. Back in action. He's the Terminator. He's unstoppable, and Colts actually learned how to play defense this year.
Right? Yeah, and they got a run game too. Like what's going on in the world, man? These guys came out of nowhere. And to our defense, I think we needed we needed to see a little bit more from Andrew Luck, especially coming off of the injury. We were just we assumed that, he was still going to be, nursing that shoulder. It was a shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Nursing the shoulder, and also to their line,
Yep.
The line was
Absolutely
horrendous. So, but anywho, yeah, I'm excited to see these two play. Last time they played was freaking ridiculous. Would they come back from like a 23 point deficit? Was it?
You're talking about the Colts?
Yeah, the Colts and the Chiefs last playoff game they played.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. It totally slipped my mind. Chiefs don't have the greatest record in the playoffs since Joe Montana, but in their defense. But to what you said about Andrew Luck bouncing back really quick, if I can backtrack, man, just look how bad they were without him. And I think that was our analysis when we broke down, if they were bandwagon worthy. And if he did not come back 100%, you can't imagine they were going to be any better. But it's a total testament to him, how well he's played. But they have played well as a team. But I still think without him, they're not a playoff team, and they're not even close, right?
Right. I agree.
So,
I agree, especially.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to say, going into Kansas City, though, those fans are crazy. It's one of the hardest stadiums to win in, I know. I have a friend who's a big-time Kansas City fan, and he flies out every year to at least catch one game, and he's like, you don't even understand how that environment is. He said before the game, people are doing the chop, and it's deafening. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think their chances are going into Kansas City this weekend?
Well, according to ESPN, their chances are as equal as the Chiefs. They won as just as many times as the Chiefs have in Kansas City. So
that's crazy. Yeah,
it's 2-2. Like Colts have won twice, and the Chiefs have won twice in the playoffs at home. So, honestly, I give the edge to the Colts, man. Just I don't know. Like I've downplayed Andrew Luck all year, and I am not going to continue. I'm not going to continue to stay on that bandwagon and watch him freaking tear it up. So I learned from last year. Last year was the Eagles. I rode what was the quarterback?
Nick Foles.
Right now? Nick Foles. Yeah, I rode him to the ground until he finally beat Tom Brady. So I'm like, nah. And I usually have a jinx about me when I jump on somebody's bandwagon. They usually lose. So yeah, I'm gonna use my power, my jinx power to slow down.
You gonna help Patrick Mahomes this weekend?
I am, because I want to see a crazy game with either the Chiefs playing the Chargers or the Chiefs playing the Patriots.
All right, man. Yeah, should be good. As you're talking, and it just, and I swear I'm not saying it just to disagree with you, but I cannot see Patrick Mahomes being slowed down enough by that defense to lose this game.
Wait, real quick, Nick. Just to interrupt your thought. You did give them one win last.
Are you serious?
You gave them one win.
Why you gotta throw me under the bus like that?
And that was against the Jets.
Why you gotta throw me under the bus like that?
I'm just verifying, bro.
I guess it was wishful thinking, because if they did suck, Tennessee would be in the playoffs right now. But
yeah, and I gave them 5-11. So whatever.
So you were, and that would be their record, I guess, without Andrew Luck this year, right? So that yours makes far more sense. Mine, if I could defend myself for half a second, we did the Colts last. And I did the games after we did everybody else's record, and I'm like, oh, I have them losing to Kansas City. Oh, I have them losing to this team. And so I didn't want to go against that, and I really did think they would have a losing record. So shame on me for that. But obviously, 1-15, I don't think was realistic.
Honestly, bro, who knew what these guys were gonna do this year?
Absolutely.
Like these trolls on YouTube trolling our bandwagon worthy video, just like, oh, the Bears are whatever their record is, 12-4 or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. At the end of the season, you want to come and talk crap?
Exactly. Exactly. I meant to look it up before the show. I'll have it ready next week. And maybe even today I'll put it on our Twitter or something. I want to find out what the Vegas odds were of Chicago making the playoffs before the season started. Yeah, I guarantee they weren't good. And no one saw what Trubinsky was going to be able to do this year. No one saw what that offense was going to be able to do. They got a great offensive coordinator. They got an offensive-minded coach, and they shocked the world. So anybody who came into the season talking about the Bears, I tip my hat to you if you did predict it. But anybody coming out now saying they're 12-4 and you guys don't know what you're talking about, go eat crow and shut up.
Honestly, I'll give the credit to the defense more than anything. But yeah, I would say let's move on, man.
Yeah, totally agree.
We got something for those Bears fans, right?
Absolutely. So and Bears fans enjoy Cody Parkey. The Chiefs, I'm going to give this one to the Chiefs. I think they're going to win. And I know the curse is against them. I know they haven't performed well in the playoffs recently. And I do tip my hat to the Colts. I do think it's going to be a close game. But I'm going to go ahead and give the Chiefs the edge just because of Patrick Mahomes.
If anybody's here to break, I guess, Andy Reid's curse of the playoff, it'll be Patrick Mahomes. He's just young enough and dumb enough to do it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
He's fearless. He has the talent. He has the skill. And he has a great team around him. So if anybody's going to do it, this kid's going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jamal's got the Colts. I got the Chiefs. We'll move on. Why did that come up that way? So, Jamal, you're going to kill me, but apparently I messed up the slides.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to talk about Cowboys and Rams, but apparently I forgot to change the slide.
So it has the old slide
It's
on
got
it?
Chargers Patriots on it.
It's all good.
So anyway, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Anyway, so the Colts or the Chargers, no. We're talking about the Rams, Cowboys.
And the Cowboys.
Rams,
yep.
Cowboys. So Rams, Cowboys, going into LA, I was just talking to the folks at home, Team Bandwagon, that I am finally starting to lean and understand that the Cowboys might be a legit team. What do you think?
Bro, can we get us to the Rams? Can we move on, please? I don't want to spend any extra time on these dudes than I have to, man. Are you serious? Are you really?
I think they're like the Colts. They turned it on at the end of the year. They've played really well.
Me, bro. Now you're trolling me.
No, I'm not trolling you.
You were trolling
I'm not trolling you because you heard me.
Are you serious?
Bro, you heard me for the last, 8 weeks saying the only reason they're going to make the playoffs is because the Redskins got hurt. They're not legitimate. They don't deserve to be there. But look how they've played in the last several weeks. They're playing good football.
They're playing survival ball, but I would say good football. And, the Seahawks didn't help them at all. Like, Seahawks, we've been waiting for all year for Russell Wilson to show up, and he didn't show up. Well, he showed up a few times. We're like, is that you? But then he kind of put his mask back on. So that's what happened in that game, man. And to the end where, they had to do a crazy good luck drive to win the game. But honestly, bro, so who's left in the playoffs on that side? It's the Rams.
Cowboys, Rams, and then the Eagles are going to take on the Saints.
I would say they have a chance against the Eagles, if anything. But Rams and Saints do, it's a wrap, bro.
Well, and that's the thing is, I'm going to put them in the same category as the Colts. I think the Rams win this game. I agree with you. But I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas got it done. I cannot continue to crap on them. I cannot continue to crap on them. I cannot continue to say they don't belong there.
No, I'm not letting you off the hook, bro. What do you compare the Colts to the Cowboys? Other than
the team that turned it on at the end of the year, they've played better and better every week, and that's why I think they have a chance in this game. They get better and better every week. The longer Amari Cooper has been there, they have been better.
You have drunk the water, bro. You have drunk the water.
I'm
man.
sorry. I do think the Rams win this game for several
Yeah,
reasons. I do think the Rams are a better team. I think Gurley runs are all over them. And I do think Wade Phillips finally figures it out with his defense and gets them on the same track.
This is what we're talking about, wins and losses, man. Why you got to get on this whole Cowboys bandwagon trip, bro?
No, because we went back and forth about whether the Colts were going to get it done.
No, you're ruining my day right now, bro.
So I fixed the slide while we were talking, but I will say the Rams win this game, but I do think it's going to be closer than we think. Jared Goff has to be poised in the pocket. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's good, so he needs to not screw it up for them, and the Rams win this game.
This will be like me jumping on the Raiders bandwagon, bro. I'm like, you know what?
All right, yeah, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah, man. Cowboys. They got it done when they needed to get it done. You know, like the Eagles been choking all year, and we said that Cowboys got it. You know, as long as they take care of business, and they took care of their business. Are they a good team? That's up for debate. Are they in a good position to this year? Yes, because the Giants laid an egg and their whole division was crap. You know, same thing for the Bears. Only reason the Bears got there, honestly, is because Green Bay laid an egg and freaking Vikings need to get their money back from Kirk Cousins, man. But other than that, they're just in a good position. You know, they found themselves at the right place at the right time, and they're benefiting from it. So
I hope you're right, because I don't want to hear from Dallas fans anymore. I do think the Rams win this game, but I will say this: if we're both wrong and Cowboys do find a way to win this game on a fluke, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to beat two really good teams. So they better pray and hope that the Eagles beat the Saints, because they're not going to beat the Rams and then come out and have a chance against the Saints. I know they beat the Saints earlier this season, but again, flukes happen. They're not going to come out and get it done over and over and over again.
No, I agree. Yep, Rams. And honestly, I don't even believe in the Rams that much, but I freaking hope they get it done this weekend.
I hope so, and I think they will. And I know your feeling about the Rams. I do think Wade Phillips gets that defense on track now that it's the playoffs, though. But we'll see.
We'll see.
So with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll talk about the last two games, and Jamaal and I give you predictions. So stay tuned.
With two in trouble, forced up, and unbelievable.
Get the latest info on Never Lose Again podcast, Bandwagon Nation, and much more by following us on Twitter at Never Lose Again, where the E's are threes. Jump on Team Bandwagon. Never lose again.
All right, so we're back. I'm gonna fix the slide again. While we're talking, we're gonna talk about the Eagles and Saints. I had to adjust the lighting in here. I'm losing daylight while we're talking. Eagles Saints, and that doesn't look right.
Come on, Nick.
All right, got it. Boom. Bro. We are good to go. Eagles Saints. So we kind of talked about already that we don't think the Eagles are really a team that belongs here, but we counted them out last year, Jamaal. You know, are we being unfair here? Are we being biased? Can they surprise us again? What do you think?
Honestly, bro, I don't lose sleep thinking oh, the Eagle fans think we hate them. You know, it is what it is. They play like crap all year. I can see last year, they played like crap, and then we doubted them. But last year we just didn't know. We're just This year they play like crap. They haven't played anything like they did last year. They got lucky. Freaking Cody Parker hit the ball off the crossbar. But I would say They got a pretty good chance. I'll give them like a 30% chance to win this game if somehow like Drew Brees doesn't run up the scoreboard and it's a close game.
That's what they need. I agree with you in that sense. They need a very close game, but I don't see it happening. I think the Saints have had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Yeah, obviously they didn't know who they were going to play, but the Saints, Drew Brees is not Mitch Trubisky. He's not only going to get one touchdown.
Yeah.
So the last time these two teams played, I want to say it was like 45-7 earlier this year. The Eagles are another one of those teams that's kind of gotten better as the season has gone on. I understand that. And Nick Foles, I'm sorry to say, Carson Wentz, they have played better with him.
Yeah.
The Eagles' defense is their main chance of staying in this game. Because even against the Bears, they didn't score a lot of points. I just don't see them doing it against Drew Brees, though.
Yeah. Last year, I was unfair to Nick Foles. I was talking like, he doesn't look like he's supposed to play football. He's supposed
Mr.
to be
H&R Block.
He's supposed to be doing my taxes, which he still looks like it. But no, Nick Foles can ball, man. So, they, like you said, if they slow Drew Brees down and Nick Foles can score and keep up, yeah, it's gonna be anybody's game, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be close. I'm gonna go ahead and say Saints win this one and win big.
Oh, okay. I say they win. Just because, man, all my Nick Foles shaming is coming back to me. I'm gonna say it's a close game, but the Saints pull it out.
And I'm gonna do it. This is how surprised I'll be if they beat the Saints. I will say if they beat the Saints, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there that they win it all because I cannot continue to eat crow against this team. I can't do this again like last year. I can't sit here every week and say the Eagles are going to lose. This is the week.
Right.
And then
just do it by default.
Yeah,
like,
so if they find a way to beat the Saints, then the Eagles are my favorite to win the Super Bowl. But I don't think they win this weekend.
You think St. Nick is going to come through and help them out?
No, I think he'll play well enough to put up like he did this weekend. I think they put up like 14 to 17 points. This weekend he just put up 16.
Yeah, that was nowhere near as much points as they need. So.
And that's what I mean. So I think if they keep it close, it'll be only because of their defense. But Drew Brees, like I said, is not Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
So that's why I think the Saints win. So, we both take the Saints unanimously. We'll go ahead and jump into Pat's Chargers. And then guess what? I got to change the slide back.
Let's go Chargers.
I have been so wanting to talk to you about this team, man. You left the show at the worst time because your Chargers are on and popping.
They are, bro. They are until they're not. And then it's like, honestly, like you said last week, man, I'm afraid to jinx my team. I'm not even afraid to watch the game, bro. Like I've turned the Baltimore game on last week, and the fourth quarter when freaking Baltimore came back, and I'm like, oh Lord, I was watching for like 5 minutes. I'm like, is it because of me, Jenny? Like, should I turn it off so they could just win? It was bad, man.
I know, man. I'm rooting for your guys only because I keep touting for them every week, so I'm tired of eating crow. So I hope the Chargers get it done. I think this should be a good game. I don't know, though. Man. It's so hard to win in Foxborough.
Yeah, against Tom. Like, if it's a close game, like this past weekend they played against the Ravens, where it's just all field goals. Like, I'm okay with that because I've seen Tom Brady play like that. He played the Jets, it was all field goals for 90% of the game. So if it's like that, we give ourselves a chance. It comes down to who has the ball at the end, which gets me nervous too because Phillip Rivers has no fear in throwing either touchdowns or interceptions. He doesn't have a difference between the two. They're just both catches. He said this is gonna be a catch for sure.
Well, he's got. Catch it. Do you think he still has hard feelings from that playoffs? What was that in 2006 or 2007 when the Patriots rushed the Chargers field and him and LaDainian Tomlinson got upset?
I think that was 2012, man. That was a while ago.
I think that was like 2007, man.
Oh yeah.
I think you're talking way back.
Yeah.
So Rivers is the only player still from that team. Do you think he still has hard feelings?
Nah, he doesn't have hard feelings, man. He can't. All he can be is grateful that he's there and just play the best that he can to freaking get to the Super Bowl before he retires.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't think he has hard feelings. I think he actually, appreciates Brady, the competitor that he is, and all the stuff that he said during the press conference, this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then especially Phillip Rivers, he doesn't have that personality where he talks trash, but he keeps it clean. He kind of reminds me of me on a basketball court where I'm getting under people's skin, but I'm not like talking about their mothers. I'm just like,
right.
I'm like, that layup was ugly. Like finger roll it next time. You're like, that's the kind of trash talk he is. So I don't see him having hard feelings.
All right.
I see him as a competitor. He wants to get in and get the win, no matter who's in front of him. So he's gonna play the same, whether it's Drew Brees in front of him, whether it's whoever's in front of him. He's gonna play the same.
Okay, so I know who you want to win. What's your prediction in this game?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Chargers, bro. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm gonna just go with the Chargers. I probably won't watch the game because I'm gonna be a nervous wreck. I can't do it, man. But yeah, I got my Chargers winning. It's a low scoring game. I would say under 20 for sure. So like,
oh wow,
like 12 to 17 or something.
You think so? The only reason I'm going to disagree with you about the scoreboard is they put up 23 against the Ravens, and that Ravens defense is way better than the Patriots. And they didn't have Melvin Gordon for 3 quarters. So
I got you, but Tom Brady's going to be ball control management,
true.
Check, throwing check down. So he's going to have the ball. He'll come away. He might come away with a touchdown or a field goal, but it's not going to be a gang of them because he's looking to hold the ball for over half of the quarter. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. That's a good point. It's very strong. It's what got him here, right? It's what the Patriots have done all year. So it's hard to argue with him there. I was initially going to say if Melvin Gordon doesn't play in this game, I can't see the Chargers having a chance. But to what I just said, they did really well last week without him for 3 quarters. So I'm going to hit – it's so hard going against the Patriots in Foxborough. But I'm going to say Chargers too.
Chargers, bro. Let's go, Hey, you can bust out your cooler now, man.
I was waiting for you to bring it up. No.
Hey, you need to take a picture next to it, bro. And post it on our site. And be like, Team Bandwagon's jumping on the Chargers bandwagon. If I had a Titan cooler, I would totally do that, bro. But I don't.
All right, bro. Hey, if they make it to the Super Bowl, I'll have a Super Bowl party and I'll put the drinks in that cooler. Okay.
All right, but until then, take the picture. Oh my goodness! Yeah, so dude, it's gonna be some good games. I'm excited. I was talking to Jesus. Jesus doesn't watch football a lot, but he's excited because it's some really good games this playoff. So all season long has been like, teams who aren't supposed to be here are here, and we're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
But all in all, like, this is a really good playoffs season right here.
I agree. Yeah, part of me wanted me to say that the Colts and Chiefs game was going to be the best one of the playoffs, but there's so many good games, not only that are happening right now, but that could happen. I think Chiefs-Chargers for a third game, that would be awesome.
That would be dope.
Colts-Patriots would be an awesome game. That hasn't happened since Peyton Manning, so.
Chiefs-Patriots, the rematch.
Chiefs-Patriots, yeah, you're right. They played earlier this year, so that would be good.
That came down to the last possession,
Yeah.
So, yeah, and even like the Super Bowl. Who do you have going to the Super Bowl, man?
I said it last week, and I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to say Chargers and Saints.
Chargers and Saints?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go just because of the marketing. I'm gonna go Rams and Chargers, bro.
That would be so ideal for the West Coast, but there would be no football on Super Bowl Sunday in the East Coast. No one would watch it.
Everybody be revolt. Like,
I'm telling
this is
you.
not fair.
I'm telling
So
you.
just for marketing, just for gimmick, I'm gonna go Chargers, Rams, man. Chargers, Rams play out. And honestly, like, I do want us to win, but it don't matter. Like, LA wins, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But Chargers need to get that W, man. I can't have the Raider fans keep talking trash, asking how many rings we got. We're just gonna show them. Go out there and get it.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Either way, like you said, all these games are going to be really good. So I've got Chiefs over Colts. Jamaal has Colts over Chiefs. We've both got the Rams beating the Cowboys. We've both got Saints beating the Eagles. And we both got Chargers beating the Pats. So we agreed on all the games but one. And I think that's going to be the closest game this weekend. So we'll see.
I'm only agreeing with the Colts. I'm only going with the Colts because I'm trying to jinx Andrew Luck.
So part of you is like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, but
yeah, I want to. I'm drinking. I want to drink the water. I just need to put some ice cubes in the glass. Before I drink it.
I got you.
I make sure I wipe off. No backwash. No.
Yep. So that's going to be our show for this week. The games will start on Saturday. Don't forget to tune in. And then there's 2 more games on Sunday. Watch them. We'll tune in next week. We'll do another show on the upcoming AFC and NFC Championship. We'll recap. Got a special guest coming in next week. He's a Cowboy fan. But Jamaal, you want to close out the show with me?
Yeah, sure. Let's do this because you didn't do it good last week.
No, I didn't. You usually open it, right?
We don't. Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching. This is Team Bandwagon.
Where it is okay to jump ship,
but not okay to lose.
Jump on Team Bandwagon and never lose again.
Peace out.